Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Ainsley D here, back at you with another video. In this video, we're going to talk about how you can make $200 a day online and just by using the stock market, and if the stock market is going down. So right now, at the current time of this video that's being made, we have the stock market. It's very volatile right now. In fact, at the time of this video, it's decreasing and dropping because of the announcement of Trump's tariffs and reciprocal tariffs against other country that has tariffs against the United States, right? So what has happened is now we're looking at the market and we're looking at the economy, and we have to figure out different ways to make some extra money. So one of those best ways, and you can check it out, you can do your own research, you can check out EYL, Earn Your Leisures. You can check out Wall Street Trappers. You can check out Chris Sane. You can check out Stock Up with I forgot his name, but it's a few of them. Grace. It's a few people on the YouTube platform that talk about this, that talk about getting involved with the stock market, getting involved with saving, getting involved with investing and trading. So once you start getting involved with those things and start to get those things going, what you can do now is learn some skills of option trading. And the option trading I find to be one of the best ways right now to make money online. It doesn't take a lot of time. Yes, it takes some effort because you have to put in the time in order to watch and see what the market going. You're going to learn the charts and see how the charts are operating in order to decide whether you're looking at the charts and the charts look like the market is going to go up or down. Well, not the market, but your portfolio. I tend to look at the market because I tend to option trade the SPY, which is a ETF index fund. It's an ETF fund of all the top, stocks. So you got your like Amazon, Apple, all those big stocks is within that ETF fund. So I basically trade options on that ETF fund in addition to other stocks that's in my portfolio. So say I have Palantir, I have SoFi, I have some Apple stocks, some Nvidia. So you want to look at these stocks because sometimes these stocks are going to be volatile. Tesla, a wide variety of them, right? So they're going to be volatile. They're going to be up and down, especially right now with how the market is going. After these tariffs announcement, the market has dropped, right? So we come to understand that from seeing these announcements, and they say, okay, what is it? They go by buy the rumor, sell the news kind of operation that's going on. So you see that rumor was talking about tariffs is going to be happening. President Trump was going to be putting tariffs on these other countries in order to get some revenue for the United States. So you see it's going on and they making this announcement. The market is going up and down. It's volatile during this announcement. The day before that now, the day before the announcements, the market wasn't green. It was doing real good up there. Really, really good, right? But he made the announcement after the market closed. You see, after the market closed, everything, almost every stock was dropping. Because after the market closed, you have after hours trading. Regular retail investors can't get involved with it. I believe only people that can get involved are like big time brokerage or accredited investors, which we're going to get more into what accredited investor is later on in life, because I'm learning these financial things and trying to navigate it through it in order to use it to the best benefit, right? So with the market was going down, right, what we happened to do was do a put option. So we see that the market was so green the day before, but overnight there was the possibility that the market would drop because the after hour trading, the market was going down. But knowing this now, the Monday before, I think he made the announcement on a Wednesday night. So the Monday before this announcement, that's when everything was talking about, oh, the markets might crash. The market might crash. We're not really going to be sure what's going on with the market. So on that Monday afternoon, the market was really doing good. It wasn't dropping that much. So I decided, okay, they say that this market's going to drop. I'm going to go ahead and grab some puts. So I grabbed me a contract, a put option. But at the time, the contract at put option, the market started doing well. So I started to lose money from that put option because I basically like betting that the market was going to go down, and instead the market did a reverse. It was going up. So my percentage was going down because of my losses. So I began to have a loss in my trade. But what I did was I grabbed up some more contracts. So grabbing up these more contracts reduced my average cost, brings my average cost down even lower. So the following day now, you see the market volatile, very volatile. So you have to have some patience when you're doing this also. You have to have some patience and kind of understand the chart. So the next day, the market was volatile, so it's going up and down. So I got out of the negative because, remember, I bought another contract which brought my average cost down, and the stock started to go down. It was very volatile the next day. So it was up and down, sometimes in profit, sometimes in loss, but it wasn't too much gain because I usually do 10% to 20% gain. That's when I would usually take profit or close out my trades. But that wasn't happening. It was going back and forth, back and forth. In fact, the following day, it even dropped even more, like drastically. Well, not the stock market, but my put option. It dropped even more. So I was even in the loss even more, almost 50%. But remind you now, since I have this idea in my mind that the stock market is going to crash, the stock option that I opened up, the strike date, the date that it was expiring was about 10 days away. So I had about a week or two to kind of like navigate and deal with it. So the following day was that Wednesday before the announcement. The market, everything in the market was green. I mean, everything. So my put option, because I was betting that the market was going to go down, my put option was like about at a 50-cent loss. So I decided to grab up another contract at that loss would bring down my dollar cost average. All right. My bad. So let me pick up where I left off at, right? So I didn't mean to say 50 cents, down by 50% at that time when almost by market close on Wednesday, right before President Trump made the announcement about the tariffs. So again, the stock market was going up. It was in green. The SPY was going up. It was in green as well. So at the time, like I was saying, my put was down almost about 50%. So I decided, I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, I remember one of my coaches saying basically buy the rumor, sell the news. So this is like getting caught up in that buy the rumor, sell the news, because the market wasn't exactly sure how it was going to react in terms of the tariffs announcement or when the tariffs announcement was going to happen. So for some reason, the market was up in green. Everything was up. All the hot stocks was up in green, right? So at that time, I'm like, yeah, okay. Coach said the market's going to crash no matter what. So I'm like, all right, I'm still going to stick it out. I'm still going to be in this contract, in this option play, right? Because especially since I did the date, the expiration date was about 2 weeks out. So I still had a chance to benefit from it no matter what. So I decided to stay in it. Now, that night, he made the announcement after market closed on Wednesday. Later on that night, after hours, after he made that announcement, the after hour market, everything started plummet. And remind you, my put at that time was at a 50% loss. When you're after market, you really can't see what exactly your put's going to be doing. But I can see that the price of the SPY that I had took the put on, it was almost at the level where I had originally had it at, plus in profit. So remember, my dollar cost average was down, as well as everything was my dollar cost average was down, but at the time when the market closed, my percentage, my loss was up there. It was like at a 50% loss. But doing the math in my head and seeing that the SPY itself, the stock itself went down, that means my put option must be going up. So I have 4 contracts that put options, so they should be going up. So the next morning now, pre-market, you see in pre-market, it's starting to dump even more, down to the point where it got to almost the amount that I said it was get to, it got almost close to that. So market open, my put automatically went up 100%. So you got a notification. I think I used Robinhood on this one. So Robinhood automatically sent me with a notification. Your put option is up 100%. Boom. I was like, hold on. I said, oh, okay. But remind me, that's the 100% from the day before, because remember, it was in a 50% loss. So now it's up 50% gain in addition to an extra 50% profit, right? So I'm like, oh, I'm trying to close out some of the contracts because I ain't want no loss, because I remember I was already at a 50% loss. So I'm trying to close out while some of this gain is going on, but it won't let me. So like at around 9:40, still won't let me. 9:45, it still won't let me. So I think I like at around 9:45. Yeah, about 9:45, I end up just closing out on one contract now, which I had a dollar cost average. Like I said, the dollar cost average went way down because I had brought some more contract. So with me selling that one contract, my profit at that point was almost the amount that I spent on all 4 contracts, right? So that was just one contract. Then later on at like about 10 o'clock, I saw it went up. So each contract at that point was about, I think, $300 each contract was about $200 to $300. So I ended up closing out on another contract, right? No, I ended up closing out on 2 contracts because at that point, I think I was up about 800 and something, about 850% gain, right? 850% gain. So I end up closing out on all those. No, I left one open. So I closed out on 3 contracts, and with me closing out on those 3 contracts, I basically made about $200 each day. So remember, I opened the put option on Monday. So that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's now Thursday morning. With me closing out those 3 put options, I was able to gain, I think, $800 and something, because I forgot how much the percentage was at that time on all the contracts. But at that point, I was profiting about $870 over those 4 days. And that's the morning now. I did go back into it and brought some more contracts on some different expiration date and on some different numbers. I'm going to get into another video and another topic on that into another video and let you guys know how I experienced that one and what I closed out on that one. But going back to the example now, so I started off on that Monday, brought one contract. The market, I brought a put option, one contract. The market was going up at that time. So then I had a loss. Actually, it was crazy that morning because when I bought the put option, it went 20% profit, but I wasn't able to close it out in time because I was at work. So then it went down and I was basically on break. I had to go to a doctor's appointment. It went down. So with me seeing that it went down probably like about $100 or something like that, $150. I end up grabbing up another contract at a lower price, which brought my dollar cost average down. Now you say, okay, where you get the money from? I had the money in my dry powder, which is my buying power, which is money that I had stacked up from doing small option trades. So I build up my dry powder by doing small option trades, using $100, using $125, and gaining like $50, $50 a day, $40 a day, just off of using $125. At the same time, I'm setting my my stop losses so I wouldn't lose a lot. But with these contracts, I didn't set my stop losses because, like I said, my coach was saying, buy the rumor, sell the news. The markets was going to be crashing. So I was going off of that, looking at the numbers, looking at how the announcement about tariffs would affect the numbers. So looking at all of that. So building up my dry powder over the last few weeks, over the last months, like I said, my goal was like, make sure I profit like $40, $50 off of doing daily options, right? Daily options, either puts or calls. So I would build up my dry powder. So I was building up my dry powder, which led up to this case where I was having a good amount of money in my dry powder. So I was able to buy the put that day, dollar cost averaging, able to bring my cost down even more. Even though my loss would seem like it was high, it brought my cost down, which ended up bringing my losses down. So then by the time Wednesday come and it dropped even more, I was able to buy a cheaper contract, what brought my dollar cost average down even more. So then now Thursday morning when the market decided to crash and I had those put contracts, oh man, it was going crazy. It was like $200 each contract. No, first it was like $100 each contract. Then it was $125 each contract. And then by about, what time was it? 9:45, it ended up being like $300 each contract, right? So then basically by the time around 10:30 and I closed out on 3 contract, I was able to profit $800 and something, which is basically, that's how you get the title $200 a day off of profiting off of the crash and using stock options. So once again, it's AZD. Hope you got some value out of this. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna do some more videos on my journey doing trading, doing saving, investment, trading, budgeting, and also my experience of doing option trading, basically doing daily option trading, and not spending a lot of time in the market, a couple to few hours, and profiting, you know, $40, $50, $100 to $200 a day. So once again, it's AZD. Hope you got some value out of this. I will be documenting my journey more, so maybe you can get some ideas and some tips. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll talk to you later. Be safe. Peace.